Six-Day War of 1967 did a number of things for modern-day Israel. Obviously, the defeat of geographic enemies gave the country its most solid footing ever as a force to be dealt with in the Middle East. And for the first time in a long, long absence, the victory allowed Jewish people to gather at the Western Wall in complete safety and for an emotional celebration. But there was one more thing that happened, something that affects us as we study the New Testament. Once Israel had control of this area, the southern side of the Temple Mount was given over to an archeological project that would uncover priceless information about life in the time of Christ there in Jerusalem. By 1978, tourists were allowed to walk through these ruins, to climb the steps, and to see a first-century street that still bears the marks of the falling rocks that had once cascaded upon it in the temple's worst hour. Some of the smaller of these stones have been stacked to one side, stones that once were positioned along the top row of Herod's magnificent wall. They are a vivid reminder of the disturbing prophecies that Jesus made during the last week of his life on the Tuesday before his crucifixion. Look at the size of these stones. I mean, this is remarkable. The width, the depth, the size of them. They tell us the average size of the smaller stones is like 2.5 tons. All stacked together. When the disciples came to Jerusalem and they saw a structure of the Temple Mount structure that Herod had not only had enlarged, but it was just a magnificent temple on top of it, they were stunned. There was nothing like this probably in all of the world. What we can see of this wall today is still only a fraction of what they saw. We haven't gotten down to the bottom level and had it exposed. It was very, very tall, very large stones. On Tuesday, when Jesus was making all those controversial remarks, a lot of controversial teachings and parables, he also walked by these stones, and as the disciples admired the building, he said, there will come a day when not one of these stones will be left standing on another. 40 years after he spoke the prophecy, the Romans came in the year AD 70. Not only did they burn Jerusalem and destroy it, they knocked down all of the stones. And the rubble that is here today, it's proof that the prophecy that Jesus gave came true in one generation.